Alright guys, it's early and it's loud out here. We have the factory next door that just, I don't know what they do, they just make noise. But we have a S2000, surprise, surprise, hope you guys like S2000s. This was just dropped off. The customer is here for a clutch and a couple of little knickknacks. It's already supercharged. Now, he just informed me that we fixed a drain line for a supercharger a few years ago, and he still watches our channel and wanted to bring it for a clutch. All this little knick-knack stuff is hard to find, and it's something that you really should replace while doing a clutch. You know, the bearing, the parts for the shift mechanism, the boot, the rubber boot there, the main seal, the trans seal. He watches our videos. He has got almost everything that we talk about. Now, just keep in mind, we do keep all this in stock, and if you go to our online store, you can buy a complete clutch kit that comes with the parts that we talk about. It comes with the rubber boot, the slide, the engine main seal, the trans main seal, and of course the Nietzsche bearing. So we are potentially going to offer a super master clutch kit, however we're going to call it. We'll call it that. But this kind of thing, this plastic ring is known for splitting from someone that doesn't do it right. We don't have too many issues with this, but it's one of those things. The clutch isn't a job that you do every week, so if you're going to do it, why not do absolutely everything? It should be a long time interval to do it again. And this, again, this is that other piece. We're showing you this. This actually fits around this, and it helps keep the noise down in the cabin. S2000s are noisy anyway. This does a good job to kind of take some of that drivetrain noise away, but this deteriorates too. OEM gasket right there for the header. He bought the header. The gasket that often comes with that isn't a very good gasket. It doesn't work, so using the Honda gasket. So I figured I'd show you here. This is with the center console removed. This is the foam piece. I mean, if you can get a look at that, I'm sure it is in a past episode, but it's no longer like foam. I mean, I'm going to try and be careful not to drop it down that hole, but this is what it turns to. And it's like, look at it, it's like wet bread. That's it, that's supposed to be foam. And that's the piece that surrounds here. That's that piece I showed you. And then the piece that sits in here is here. This is the rubber with the plastic ring. Now, if you do remove it correctly, you don't break that ring. We've installed and then removed a bunch. We know how to take them out, but none of the clips are damaged, but these will get broken if you don't take them out correctly. But this foam here is one of those things that we're starting to see it on all of them. And again, it's just age. It's foam. It's just losing its whatever it is. But look at that. It's like it turns to mush. It's like those peanuts when you wet them and they just disappear. So it goes all the way around here. The new one just pushes in. It's super easy to install, but again, it's not really going to hurt anything while it's in there. But if you put a new one in, it will isolate some of that sound. There you go, it comes out, but it's just... Alright, so one of the things we recommend is when you're going to install this ball, obviously Florida, we're a pretty warm climate, this doesn't get too cold, but let's say you're up in the north somewhere, this is super cold, it's going to be brittle, and when you press it on, they're known to break. So what I'd recommend is get yourself a cup right here. This is my homecoming S2000 cup from 2010. Go ahead, warm it up, put it in the microwave, give it about a minute, and then what you're going to do is get the water warm, drop this guy in there and give it a chance to kind of soften up, and it'll expand a little bit easier, and it's not going to break when you pop it on the shifter. Alright, so you got to check this out. This is one of Jeff's cars here. This thing is mint, and it's stock too, right? Completely stock, 2001 Integra LS. When was the last time you saw one of these stock? This is, so it's all original. It's got the typical paint fade, so you're going to do like the little cleanup, right?
Yeah, we're going to touch up all the paint stuff. There's a couple little dings that we want to get perfect, but check out the interior. The interior is pretty impressive.
Look at that. These seats are cool. Wow, look at that. Look at the bolster. Look at that. And the wheel.
81,000 miles, 2-owner car. Pretty much unmolested its whole life.
Wow. Keep an eye on this. We're going to talk to you more about this in the future, but Jeff is going to do like a recondition on this. Again, this is so nice to see, just a legit car. It hasn't been like cleaned up and spruced and the tires dressed. It's just been a car, just a driver, which is sometimes one of the best things you can get. They're not already being tweaked. Just a stock motor, just that normal dust. That is so awesome. As much as I always want to clean this stuff up, this is just shows that nobody's been in there to clean it up. But yeah, keep an eye on this. We're going to talk more about this. This might be featured on the channel. You're going to see Jeff a whole lot more too. He's going to be talking about this. Awesome. All right, we got a whole bunch of cars here. This is getting worked on. Jeff's driving that home. That's George's. I've been driving the vet. The truck is sitting there. That's just car over there. All right. All right, buddy.
Nice to see you, John.
You too.
See you soon.
Don't forget, see you on track day.
All right.
Driveshaft bolts. Some of these came out. Some of them had to be cut. I see the easiest way to take them off is to carefully cut the head off, and then they will come out. But they get replaced. We have them in stock. He didn't buy them, but if you buy our clutch kit, you do get the hardened bolts. So you're not going to run into that issue. Obviously, putting them back in, you're not going to get stranded. And also, if anybody has to work on it afterwards, we know that they'll come out. As you see, we'll put a little marker on there so we know that each one of them is being torqued. But if you buy our clutch kit, you're going to get them in the kit. We don't sell them separately because the shipping would probably cost way more than the bolts. So much lighter in it.
Oh yeah.
Got the right amount of free play.
Seems to.
Always double check it, run it through the gears, make sure it engages before we put any weight on the clutch. Isn't that amazing? It's soft, right?
Yeah.
Lightest pedal pressure ever. All right, thank you.
All the time.
All right, sounds good. So, hats. We'll talk about hats real quick. Let's keep this short and brief. There is a picture of Esther in there, and I'm gonna answer this before somebody asks. So somebody's gonna go, if that's the only hat that you have, is that the one that Esther is wearing?
No.
So let's go live right now. That is Esther's personal hat.
This is my personal hat.
This is the last of the hats that we have right here. There's two blue and one black in there.
I just said that because I'm like, somebody's going to be like, for real? That chick's wearing a hat. That's
yeah,
the hat.
and that's the hat. It's a used hat. No, this is the hats we are selling right here. They're still in the bag. Esther just wants to keep hers mint and keep the label on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to confirm, she likes sharing head mung.
I like to ask the questions so they don't have to.
That's true. So Esther's still messing around with the logos and font and stuff, but the hats, once this stuff is sold, we are going to put another order together of slightly different merch, so keep that in mind. Go ahead and buy some stuff of our store and we will ship it to you as fast as we can and keep it inexpensive.
And tell us what you like, what you want to see.
Give us some feedback.
On there. Yeah.
A few people have actually asked for black clothing, so that might be something that's coming soon. So stay tuned to that.
I think we should.
Esther's going to keep typing away. Don't forget to hit save. If not, what you save is not saved.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, I found out the hard way. Did a whole bunch of work. All right, that was great. I'm going to go walk down CAB. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Just something to do? Yeah, I'll yell at you that you're not working. Bruce is here. We haven't seen Bruce in a while. Let's see what he's got going on. Don't hit that S2000. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Make the screen go black. Play a sound effect. Everybody go.
It looks like he's gonna hit something all the time. You know?
I know. He's got it figured out, though, hasn't he?
He's moved that big round trip.
I said it must be serious if the cart is coming out.
Yeah.
Big box number one. I know what that is. Is there a big box number 2 that goes with that? So I never did do a recap of the mileage on this new truck because we did put it on the channel a while ago.
Yeah, it's like 13,000.
13,000?
Yeah.
Wow. That's what he did?
That's my prototype. Yeah, look how.
That's a heavy-duty piece of plastic, heavy-duty bolts.
Yeah, it won't break off.
Yeah. What happens when you cut your hand on the
I
bolts?
don't know. I don't go that far down.
All right, so
my next model will be carbon fiber, so I can paddle shift when I like drive it.
it looks like a paddle shifter too.
Yeah.
That sucks. So somebody
like,
used your truck and broke it.
You just can't downshift.
No, upshift only.
If you downshift, you might break it.
You got to stop, reset.
Can't you just lock it when you leave on Friday and don't let anybody else use your truck?
I gotta put some I gotta do a carbon fiber.
Yeah, or at least.
I gotta clean up this edge.
Yeah, I was gonna say at
Look
least round it.
it's like a knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
I gotta find some better, like, nice little torque bolt to put in there.
At least flip them the other way so they look a
Yeah, I
little
know.
nicer. When you come back, we'll do something for
I
you.
didn't build it.
No,
But I like this one. Got high beam.
yeah, we'll build something better than that when you come back. Yeah, we'll do something. No, I'd be upset. I wouldn't let anybody else use my truck. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we really need to get a small vehicle to be able to make these runs. You know that?
Like a little golf cart.
Yeah. Somebody wants to sponsor us a go-kart or a moped. Actually, a little moped would be cool. Me and you on a moped going down there?
Get one of those, the little bike that Austin has.
Yeah,
ZX125 will carry exhausts on.
Yeah, that's what he uses to pick up S2000 exhaust on. It's the shop truck. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to be filming these. I just like the look of them.
Yeah.
These are pretty. Look at that. Nice. Wow, they do nice work, don't they? Look at that. Very cool. Alright. Question is, where is he? There's like nobody in this place. Gonna start powder cutting something before they come back? There's somebody washing something back here. How are you? No, Austin? Oh, okay. Like walking around, I'm like, place is empty. I was gonna start powder coating some stuff on the side. Yeah, make some quick cash. Nice. I just admiring your wheels over there. Nice. All right. Well, you got a header for me, and I got to pay you a check. Right? It's an out-of-state check, and it's third party, and I didn't get a signature. No, wait. The guy said he shouldn't. Well, the guy told him that he shouldn't. Here, this is here for a new OEM soft top, and a UK mod, and some fluids. So when it comes down, we'll show you what the soft top looks like. It's not absolutely horrible, but it's pretty rough. Now the UK mod, if you're not familiar with this, now I can't confirm this is the way the UK mufflers are. It's just known as the UK mod, and we've done it a bunch of times, and it works really well. But basically, you're gonna connect this pipe to this pipe. You're gonna drill a hole in here and drill a hole in here and connect some of the sound over to here. It works very well without being too drony. It doesn't really offer any horsepower increase, but it does definitely sound better without being too obnoxious. It's a little bit tricky to do it, and then of course we recoat the mufflers to make them look nice and black and polish the tips. We'll show you that when it's done. I'm not going to show you the process because it's kind of boring, but that's the UK mod for you. And of course we're going to do fluids. Let's show you the top real quick. So it's not terrible. It's got the usual spot around here. It's got a split here. We've seen much worse, but the soft top is something that really makes a difference, especially when the car is so nice. This car looks in such good shape. It's so pretty. The tops really kind of bring them down when you see it looking like that. And one of the key notes is to verify it's a Honda top, it'll say on the glass right here. Honda doesn't sell the glass to anybody else if it's got the Honda glass. It's a Honda top, and if I want to put a rumor to rest, we do have a few of these in stock. They are still making them. They're not discontinued. They're just slow production. So basically, if you order one, it might take 2 weeks to get it. If I order one and you order one, it might take one of us 4 weeks to get it. So just keep that in mind. But we have them. Contact us. We will put a top on for you. And real quick, black and red interior. This is such a nice combo on this car. You know what would look good? So fluids, I cannot express how important that is. You can see how dark the brake is. And the clutch, this is very important because it will damage other components by leaving it in there and running it, and this, it breaks down seals. Most of the black in there is the seals breaking down, and of course contamination, but it turns into like a gritty paste and wears them even faster. So something to look for. If you do change your fluids and you find this is exceptionally low, always double check, make sure that the master didn't blow out, because it will leak into the floor inside the car, so double check that. But as you see, this has plenty of fluid in it. We'll verify it's good. I'm going to flush this out. I'll show you it when it's done here in just a minute. So we go fresh fluid through the clutch, through the brakes. It actually took quite a bit to flush it all the way through and get it clean, but as you see, what a difference that makes. And it also feels different when you press the clutch, press the brakes. It doesn't have as grindy a feel. It feels actually smoother because now the fluid is smoother in the whole system. It's actually way more noticeable than you would think. So you see how much better the tips look. Went ahead and repainted the middles, polished them up real nice, so it really contrasts with the mufflers. Now the mufflers are coated, and it's got the UK mod right there. It's a little tube, and then the whole thing is all ceramic black, so it looks pretty stealthy, but you're still going to get the sound, of course, when the tips go on. It makes a noticeable difference. Alright, so it's going to be a cold start, but it should give you an idea how loud it's going to get on cold start. So as you hear, it's not bad at all. It kind of replicates a factory sound. I'd say it's probably 15–20% louder. But in the car, it's still quiet. There's no drone, no noise. With the top down or the windows down, you can hear it echoing a little bit, and it gives you a little bit of feedback. So it's kind of got that exhaust sound, but again, it's nice and subtle. One of my favorites. All right, it's warmed up now. Should be able to get a little bit more sound out of it. Perfect. Alright, so that's done. Last thing on the job is the top. So what a drastic difference. So new OEM top, everything is nice now. Unfortunately, we don't have any sun, but what we typically do is once we put it on, put it outside, because this fabric is pretty tight. It does stretch and relax a little bit when you first use your top. When you release the latches, this will come up maybe about 2 inches back from here. It takes a little bit of pressure to bring it back down, just because the fabric is so tight. As you see, almost all the wrinkles are gone already, but they'll often have a little bit of wrinkling around here when new, and that does go away. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, has the Honda glass. That way you know it is a Honda OEM top. But that is it. This one is done. UK mod definitely sounds better. We'll get it outside. We'll get a little bit of sound clips. Alright, so let's get a little bit of sound clip on this UK mod. It's just something we've been asked about a lot in the past, so now would be a good opportunity. Do you want to go ahead and give it a burp while it's here? And then I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll put the GoPro on the back of the car and have you just kind of run it up down the street. Yeah, it's definitely got a nice sound. Let's clip it on the back. I want to put it right here, pointing down, so it will take away from the wind noise. Hopefully you get a good sound of it. for watching. This car is done. We're going to deliver this back to the customer. Looks so much nicer with the top, and of course the exhaust looks pretty. Of course sounds better too, but it's just nice to do a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of LHT TLC. Talking of LHT TLC, if you like what you see, if you like our online store, check it out, lhtperformance.com. Pick yourself up a hoodie or an LHT t-shirt or even some parts for your S2000. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.